One of the big problems that people seem to have is going to a site, I've given you some already, getting a sheet of music that they like to play on the ukulele and just being completely unaware of where to start. It all looks much too complicated. In this lesson, I'd like to show you how to demystify a piece of music so that you can play it. For this purpose, I'm going to use one of my songs called Constantly. If I play it the way I would normally play it, it goes like this. The day may be grey or fine, long as there's stars that shine, you'll have this love of mine constantly. And whether it's fall or spring, long as there's songs to sing, you'll be my everything constantly. Now you saw those chords flashing by, and as a beginner you'll be looking at those and thinking, oh, I don't know any of those and it's going to be so hard to play. But what you do is you take your sheet of music that you've got and you go through, and we are in the key of C in this particular song, and you know that the basic structure of the key of C has 3 chords in it: C, F, G7. You also know there's a couple of minor chords that go in there as well. There's the E minor and the A minor and the D minor. Really, that's really, once you've got those 3 extras, you've got all you can possibly need really for a long time. So what I do when I'm looking at a song that's much too complex for me is I go through and I find those particular chords. Now they may have little extras added to them. For example, in that song I've got a D minor 7th, but we've learnt a D minor, and I just cross off the 7th and make it D minor. So go through, find your C's, your F's, your G7ths, your D minors and your A minors, and cross off any extra little sub-notations that are on there. Next you'll find some tricky other chords that are just extra. For example, although it's not difficult, there's a diminished chord in there. It's a G diminished. Now, you can learn to play it. Usually on these sheets they've got chord diagrams, and it's not going to really be too hard. But if it still bothers you, leave it out, because those extra chords are little nuances that add flavour, but they aren't necessary to the whole thing. The other thing you might notice is if you're trying to copy what I'm doing, that I'm using a different sort of strum where I'm muting the strings some of the time. You don't have to do that. It's still a 4/4 song. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can still use your up and down 1, 2, 3, 4. Now combine all that together and you'll be able to play that song having crossed out the complicated ones, complicated chords, and highlighted the basic structure chords that you know are in there. And it will turn into something like this. The day may be grey or fine, long as there's stars that shine, you'll have this love of mine constantly. And whether it's fall or spring, long as there's songs to sing, you'll be my everything constantly. Now enough of the chord structure of that song is there so that it still is a pleasant enough song. So I encourage you to go out, find your songs, cross out the chords that are extra to the normal 4 or 5 chords in the key: C, A minor, F, G7, D minor. Just highlight those specific chords, cross off any 7ths and 9ths and other weird things, and just play it straight, and you'll have a version that's perfectly adequate. It's better to play a song less than perfectly than it is not to play it. I hope you have fun.